Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever experienced moments where a sudden feeling, thought, or event seemed to speak directly to your heart, guiding you toward a choice, a path, or a reflection that changed everything? These are Allah's signs, subtle, gentle, yet powerful, reminding us that we are not alone, that His guidance is constant, and that our hearts are never left without direction. Sometimes the signs are so delicate that we almost overlook them, a phrase in a conversation, a verse in the Qur'an that resonates at the exact moment, or even a recurring thought that we cannot ignore. Recognizing these signs requires attentiveness, awareness, and a willingness to trust that Allah is actively guiding our lives in ways we often cannot comprehend at first glance. Daily life is filled with these signs if we learn to see them. Consider the small moments, a friend offering advice that resonates with your inner struggle, a book that reaches your hands at the exact time you needed its message, or an obstacle that forces you to pause and rethink your decisions. Allah uses these experiences to teach us, to protect us, and to prepare us for greater blessings. For instance, someone may feel a sudden hesitation before making a major decision, a subtle feeling that prevents a hasty choice. In hindsight, this was a divine sign that preserved them from hardship. These signs are embedded in our reality, waiting for us to recognize them and act upon them with sincerity and mindfulness. One of the most remarkable aspects of divine guidance is its perfect timing. Allah sends signs not too early and not too late. They arrive when our hearts are ready, when our minds are receptive, and when the moment is most opportune for change, reflection, or action. Just as the rain falls gently to nourish the soil only when it is ready to absorb it, Allah's guidance reaches us at the precise moment that will have the greatest impact. This is why we may not always understand a sign immediately, or why the lesson may only become clear in hindsight. Trusting this timing is essential because it reminds us that every delay, every hesitation, and every unexpected turn in life is part of a carefully orchestrated plan that serves our ultimate good. Recognizing the meaning of these signs requires faith, patience, and attentiveness. A heart that is open, sincere, and connected to Allah will see patterns, messages, and lessons where others may see coincidences. Patience allows us to reflect on the significance of events, while trust allows us to act without fear or doubt. For example, someone facing a difficult choice may feel pulled toward a seemingly difficult path. Trusting that this pull is a sign from Allah enables them to move forward with courage, knowing that the guidance they are receiving is purposeful and protective. By interpreting signs with faith, we transform uncertainty into clarity, confusion into direction, and heaviness into hope. Finally, recognizing signs is only the beginning. True guidance requires action. Allah's signs are invitations to align our hearts, purify our intentions, and prepare for the blessings that await. Whether it is a shift in mindset, a change in relationships, or a decision to pursue a righteous path, responding to signs strengthens our connection to Him and positions us to receive the abundant blessings He has planned. Preparing our hearts means deepening our worship, refining our character, and embracing patience and gratitude. Every sign is a gentle reminder that the journey of life is not random, and that the guidance of Allah is always present, leading us toward our highest good. Sometimes in the midst of daily life, we experience moments that feel almost magical in their timing. Moments when a thought, a feeling, or an event seems to speak directly to the heart. These are the signs of Allah, gentle and subtle yet profound in their impact, guiding us when we may feel lost, uncertain, or burdened. The first step in understanding these signs is learning to recognize them, to pay attention to the quiet nudges that often go unnoticed. Allah's guidance does not always come in grand, unmistakable ways. More often it is woven delicately into the fabric of our daily experiences, waiting for us to notice and respond. A fleeting thought, an unexpected feeling, a passing conversation, or even a seemingly random event can carry a message meant to steer us toward reflection, awareness, and ultimately a better path. The challenge lies in developing sensitivity to these signals, in cultivating a heart that is aware, attentive, and attuned to the ways Allah communicates. Recognizing signs requires patience, mindfulness, and a willingness to pause amidst the noise of life. It is easy to overlook or dismiss them, especially when we are preoccupied with our routines, worries, or desires. Yet for those who learn to slow down and reflect, even the smallest occurrences can hold profound significance. Perhaps it is a verse from the Qur'an that resonates in a way that feels personal, a repeated reminder in a lecture or conversation, or a sudden insight that arrives seemingly from nowhere. These are all manifestations of divine guidance, subtle messages meant to awaken our hearts, to shift our perspectives, and to illuminate the choices before us. Learning to recognize these moments is akin to developing a spiritual sense, a way of seeing beyond the surface and understanding the hidden wisdom in everyday life. Allah's signs are often tailored to our unique circumstances and understanding. What may be a clear signal for one person could be unnoticed by another. They are delivered in ways that align with our experiences, readiness, and level of awareness. For some, it may appear as a sudden intuition or a feeling of hesitation that prevents them from making a hasty decision. For others, it may manifest through the actions or words of someone else, nudging them toward reflection or change. The signs are precise, purposeful, and perfectly suited to guide our hearts at the exact moment they are needed. Recognizing them requires humility, a willingness to consider that perhaps we are not in full control, and an openness to the possibility that there is a higher wisdom orchestrating our circumstances. When we begin to notice these signs, life takes on a new dimension. We start to see that events are not merely random or coincidental but are part of a larger divine plan. This awareness transforms the way we perceive challenges, delays, and unexpected turns in our journey. Instead of despair or frustration, we learn to approach life with attentiveness, curiosity, and trust. Every encounter, obstacle, and opportunity can be examined for meaning, and through reflection we begin to understand the guidance embedded within. A simple event that might have been dismissed in the past now takes on significance, teaching us lessons, alerting us to potential pitfalls, or guiding us toward paths that align with our ultimate good. Developing the ability to recognize Allah's subtle signs strengthens faith, sharpens intuition, and nurtures a deeper connection with the Creator. It encourages us to remain observant, reflective, and patient, knowing that guidance is always present, even if it is not immediately obvious. The signs may not always give us all the answers, but they illuminate the path, offering reassurance, clarity, and a gentle push toward choices that align with our highest good. By cultivating this awareness, we prepare our hearts to receive Allah's guidance more fully, to act upon the wisdom He sends, and to navigate life's uncertainties with trust, mindfulness, and hope. Every day around us, Allah places signs meant to guide our hearts, often hidden in the ordinary moments of life that we might otherwise overlook. These signs are not always dramatic or obvious. They appear subtly in our interactions, in our surroundings, and even in the thoughts that quietly arise in our minds. Perhaps it is a conversation with a friend that offers insight just when you needed it most, a verse from the Qur'an that seems to resonate more deeply than before, or a recurring dream or thought that refuses to leave your awareness. These moments are divine nudges, gentle but powerful, reminding us that Allah is intimately aware of our circumstances and that He is constantly guiding our steps. Recognizing signs in daily life requires attentiveness, reflection, and the ability to see beyond what is immediately apparent. It demands that we pause, even briefly, to consider the potential meaning behind events that might otherwise seem mundane or coincidental. Signs in daily life often come through challenges or obstacles. A closed door, a missed opportunity, or an unexpected difficulty may initially feel like a setback or disappointment. Yet within these events lies a hidden wisdom. Allah uses such moments to redirect, protect, and prepare us for what is best. For example, a job opportunity that does not materialize may be a sign steering you toward a path that better aligns with your purpose and abilities, even if the benefit is not immediately visible. Similarly, a relationship that ends unexpectedly may be a divine signal making room for healthier connections and a more fulfilling life in the future. These signs encourage us to pause, reflect, and trust that even when things appear confusing or painful, there is a higher plan unfolding in our favor. Allah also sends signs through subtle internal experiences, feelings, instincts, or intuitions that arise in moments of contemplation or decision-making. A sudden hesitation, a recurring thought, or a persistent feeling of unease may be signals that prompt deeper reflection, urging us to reconsider a choice or pay attention to a situation before proceeding. Often we dismiss these experiences as mere coincidence or overthinking, yet they may be among the most powerful forms of divine guidance available to us. Developing awareness of these internal signs requires mindfulness and a sincere effort to strengthen our connection with Allah, so that our hearts become attuned to the subtle ways He communicates and guides us. Nature itself also serves as a powerful messenger, offering lessons and reminders that touch the heart. The beauty of a sunrise, the flow of a river, the resilience of trees in the wind, and the rhythm of the seasons all carry messages of patience, perseverance, and divine wisdom. Observing and reflecting upon these natural signs allows us to recognize patterns, draw inspiration, and feel a sense of closeness to the Creator. Even a moment of silence in a busy day can become a powerful sign, urging us to slow down, breathe, and attune ourselves to the guidance that surrounds us constantly. By learning to notice signs in daily life, we cultivate a mindset of awareness and gratitude. We begin to see that life is filled with lessons, warnings, encouragements, and blessings if we are attentive enough to recognize them. Every interaction, every challenge, and every moment carries potential guidance, and those who remain observant develop clarity, resilience, and trust in Allah's plan. Recognizing the signs encourages reflection, deepens faith, and allows the heart to navigate life with a sense of purpose, knowing that even the smallest details may carry profound meaning, shaping our decisions and preparing us for the blessings that lie ahead. One of the most remarkable aspects of Allah's guidance is the perfect timing with which He sends signs to our hearts. Often we may feel lost, confused, or overwhelmed, wondering why certain things are happening and why we are struggling to find clarity. At these moments, Allah's signs arrive precisely when we are ready to perceive them, when our hearts are open enough to absorb the wisdom, and when our minds are receptive enough to act upon it. The timing of divine guidance is never early and never late. It is perfectly aligned with what we need for our growth, our understanding, and our ultimate benefit. Just as a farmer knows when the soil is ready to receive seeds, and when the rain should fall to nourish them, Allah knows exactly when our hearts are prepared to receive His guidance. This timing is deliberate, merciful, and full of wisdom, designed to ensure that we are positioned to make the most of the opportunities, lessons, and blessings He is sending our way. Recognizing the perfect timing of Allah's signs requires patience and awareness. Life often presents us with uncertainty, delays, or obstacles that can feel frustrating or discouraging. Yet these moments are not random. They are part of the process that prepares us to receive the guidance we seek. Sometimes we may not immediately understand why something did not work out, why a door remained closed, or why a situation unfolded differently than we expected. With time and reflection, we begin to see that each delay or challenge was perfectly timed to lead us towards something better, safer, or more aligned with our purpose. Trusting in this timing transforms our perspective, allowing us to approach life with patience, hope, and confidence that Allah's wisdom is at work even when we cannot see the full picture. The arrival of signs at the right moment also serves to strengthen our faith. When a gentle nudge, an unexpected opportunity, or a moment of clarity comes just as we are in need, it reassures us of Allah's presence, care, and attention to our lives. These timely signs remind us that we are not alone, that our struggles are not unnoticed, and that divine guidance is constantly at work behind the scenes. Even the smallest coincidences, the subtle feelings of intuition, or the right words from a friend can serve as confirmation that Allah is actively directing us toward what is best, and that every experience, hardship, and moment of waiting has a purpose within His greater plan. Perfect timing and guidance also encourages reflection and discernment. A sign may not always be obvious, and it may require introspection, prayer, or consultation with trusted guidance to fully comprehend its significance. Sometimes the clarity of a sign emerges gradually, like the slow unfolding of dawn, revealing layers of meaning and wisdom that were initially hidden. Learning to recognize this requires a patient heart, a reflective mind, and a willingness to seek Allah's direction consistently. The ability to perceive divine timing is cultivated through mindfulness, prayer, and an ongoing effort to strengthen our connection with Allah, ensuring that we are ready to act when the moment arrives. Ultimately, the perfect timing of Allah's guidance serves as both a lesson and a reassurance. It teaches us that nothing happens randomly, that delays, challenges, and waiting periods are all part of preparation, and that blessings are often held back until we are ready to receive them fully. When we trust in Allah's timing, we allow ourselves to move through life with patience, clarity, and hope, knowing that every sign arrives exactly when it is needed, shaping our hearts, refining our understanding, and preparing us to act in accordance with His divine wisdom. Interpreting Allah's signs with faith requires a heart that is open, patient, and attentive to His guidance. When a sign appears in our lives, it is not always immediately clear what it means or how we should respond. Yet every sign carries purpose and direction. Faith allows us to trust that the message is intended for our growth, protection, or guidance, even when understanding is not instant. When life feels confusing and choices seem overwhelming, recognizing a sign with faith transforms uncertainty into clarity and heaviness into hope. It is through faith that we are able to discern the lessons behind events, conversations, or sudden insights,
and it is through patience that we allow the wisdom of these signs to unfold in its perfect timing. Our role is not always to know everything immediately, but to trust that Allah's signs are designed to guide us in ways that are perfectly suited to our current understanding and readiness. Developing the ability to interpret signs requires attentiveness and reflection. It means pausing in the rush of life to consider what a particular thought, feeling, or occurrence might signify. Perhaps a recurring concern is not a problem to be solved immediately, but a divine cue to reflect, repent, or adjust our intentions. Perhaps an unexpected encounter with a person carries guidance that influences our future decisions or mindset. By looking deeply at these moments and seeking their meaning with sincerity and prayer, we begin to see the hand of Allah shaping our path and steering us toward decisions that align with His wisdom. Interpretation requires humility as well, an acknowledgement that our understanding is limited, and that the ultimate wisdom lies with Allah alone. It is this combination of humility, patience, and attentiveness that enables the heart to recognize and respond to divine guidance effectively. Faith in interpreting signs also involves trust in Allah's timing and plan. Often the full significance of a sign becomes clear only after days, weeks, or even years. A closed door, an unplanned delay, or an unexpected change in circumstances may initially cause confusion, disappointment, or anxiety, yet with reflection and trust, we begin to recognize the wisdom embedded within. Understanding a sign with faith does not necessarily mean immediate clarity. It means remaining open to guidance, persistent in prayer, and willing to act when the message becomes evident. The heavy moments we encounter are often the very circumstances that prepare us to receive the full meaning of a sign, to recognize its impact, and to respond with insight, patience, and trust. Responding to signs requires alignment of action with intention. Faith is not passive, it is active, requiring us to reflect, make choices, and take steps that reflect our understanding of divine guidance. Even small actions taken with sincerity and trust can transform the meaning of a sign into tangible change, growth, or protection. A person who notices a nudge toward patience in a relationship, for example, can respond with kindness and understanding, preventing conflict and cultivating harmony. A student who feels compelled to study or seek guidance in a particular subject may find that acting upon this sign leads to unexpected opportunities and success. Every interpretation, coupled with deliberate and sincere action, strengthens our connection to Allah and ensures that the signs He sends serve their intended purpose. Ultimately, interpreting Allah's signs with faith allows us to navigate life with a sense of clarity, hope, and purpose. It transforms moments of confusion into lessons, challenges into opportunities, and uncertainty into trust. By observing, reflecting, and acting with sincerity, patience, and humility, we align ourselves with Allah's guidance, turning subtle nudges and messages into life-changing opportunities. The heart that is trained to recognize, interpret, and respond to signs grows stronger in faith, more resilient in trials, and better prepared to embrace the blessings that Allah has prepared. Understanding that every sign carries wisdom, protection, and an invitation to move closer to Him, responding to Allah's signs, and preparing for the blessings they lead to, is an essential part of a faithful heart. Recognizing guidance is only the first step. Acting upon it with sincerity, intention, and effort allows us to align our lives with the wisdom and mercy of Allah. Every sign is an invitation, a gentle message meant to move us toward a better path, a deeper understanding, or a more fulfilling purpose. When we respond thoughtfully, we open ourselves to the transformation that Allah is preparing, allowing our hearts, minds, and actions to synchronize with the divine plan. Preparing for blessings means refining our intentions, purifying our actions, and remaining conscious of the guidance that surrounds us in ways both subtle and evident, creating readiness to embrace the new opportunities and growth that Allah has placed ahead. Preparation begins with the heart, cultivating sincerity, patience, and mindfulness in every decision we make. Allah's signs often point to adjustments in our character, choices, or relationships, and responding requires reflection and self-awareness. It may involve strengthening qualities like patience, humility, gratitude, and trust, which are essential for receiving and sustaining the blessings that follow. For instance, if a sign nudges us toward forgiveness, acting on it not only brings spiritual reward, but also prepares us for healthier relationships, reduced burdens on our hearts, and greater peace of mind. If a sign directs us to pursue a particular knowledge or skill, the effort invested in responding positions us to benefit fully from the opportunities lies preparing, even if we cannot yet see the ultimate outcome. Part of preparing is also aligning our actions with consistent faith and worship. Prayer, dhikr, reflection, and acts of kindness are all ways to prepare spiritually, strengthening our connection to Allah and increasing our receptivity to His guidance.
Yeah,
Just as a soil must be fertile to receive seeds, the heart must be prepared to fully absorb the lessons, opportunities, and blessings
Yeah.
contained within Allah's sign. The spiritual preparation ensures that when the moment of clarity or opportunity arrives, we are ready to respond with intention, humility, and wisdom, maximizing the positive impact on our lives and the lives of others. Responding to signs with preparation also requires awareness of the world around us. Opportunities and guidance often manifest in practical ways, through interactions, encounters, and events that require timely action. A seemingly ordinary conversation, an unexpected piece of advice, or a shift in circumstances may carry divine guidance, and those who are prepared notice, reflect, and respond appropriately. The ability to act decisively and wisely on these signs is a reflection of faith, patience, and readiness, ensuring that blessings are not missed, wasted, or misunderstood. Preparation in this sense is both internal and external, involving a harmony between spiritual readiness and practical attentiveness. Finally, preparing for the blessings that signs lead to cultivates hope, resilience, and trust. Every sign, delay, or challenge is part of a divine orchestration, carefully designed to guide us toward a life that aligns with Allah's wisdom. When we actively prepare, through prayer, reflection, patience, and decisive action, we position ourselves to receive these blessings fully, embracing them with gratitude, awareness, and faith. Our hearts become attuned to guidance, our minds capable of discernment, and our actions aligned with divine wisdom. Responding to
Yeah.
signs, it's not a passive exercise. It is a deliberate journey of preparation that ensures the blessings of Allah are realized in our life and that we are ready to embrace the opportunities,
Good.
growth, and divine gifts that He has prepared.
Yeah.
Understanding that each sign is a manifestation of His
Yeah.
care, wisdom, and perfect timing